Letter into the record from the association. Dear Representative Bouchard and members of the committee, the New Hampshire Association of Chiefs of Police supports Senate Bill 154. Corporal Bruce McKay was a law enforcement officer who was killed in the line of duty on May 11, 2007, and we feel he should be honored for the service that he gave to the state of New Hampshire in the same manner accorded to all other fallen officers. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Hunter. Any questions? Seeing none, thank you. Ms. Sharon Davis, McKay.
Madam Chairperson, members of the Public Works and Highways Committee. I have a letter that Corporal McKay's father had written to the Select Board in Franconia, and it's been asked of me to read it here. I'm going to keep it rather short. I'll read part of it, not all of it. And I also have testimony. Do you wish for me to read it now or wait?
It's up to you. Did you like to do the letter from Ms. McKay and read the letter?
Thank you. Life in this country has changed from the time I was a boy. Admittedly, this was some time ago, but my meaning is that it has not changed for the better. Disrespect to all institutions is rampant. Disrespect for parents, religion, and human life. We are surrounded by children growing up in a world without values. Live free or die is not a value, it's a slogan. The rights of one over the rights of many has changed the environment. We need to rethink our laws, our Bill of Rights, Constitution, and embrace them or erase them. At the very least, restate them, if that's the true will of the people. I'm not standing here with my head in the sand, excuse me. I understand that this is a fast-moving electronic society where privacy is hard to come by. But individual respect would go a long way to right the course of our people. If the people feel the laws are unfair, then change them. This is the process this country has been fighting for the 76 years I've been alive. Somewhere in my lifetime, someone thought it would make sense to be able to turn right. So the law was proposed and passed. Until that time, you would have received a ticket from a local cop who was charged with all the laws as previously written. The cop didn't make the law, however, he is charged with upholding it. The argument should not be with the enforcement officer. It should be with your peers and those they elect to office to make the laws. The fear of being targeted when caught is nonsense. Paranoia of the offender's defense. It is no real weight any more than ignorance of the law. My son was murdered almost 3 years ago. This is fact. He was murdered by an armed civilian in the course of doing his job while enforcing the laws of this state as defined by that code he swore to uphold. Law enforcers are almost by definition placed in harm's way by the oath they have taken. That oath to uphold the wishes of the people of the state is voted into law by those same people. They, the police, fire, and EMT, strap on their safety gear, whether flame retardant or bulletproof, and step out into the community each day or night and do the best to protect us. They protect us from accidents, from each other, from our own stupidity, and from outside forces that infiltrate the community to do harm. They generally stand out because they are uniformed and drive special vehicles that help to identify them. They are there because we put them there. It's not a fun job, but it is a calling. No one gets rich financially by being a cop or a fireman or an EMT. Their payoff lies in the success of humanity, of their conscious knowledge that they have done good, protected, saved, and kept chaos at bay. They are a brotherhood because they are a family. The sad truth of it is that it must be that way because they are each the only other that they can truly count on. They are never there to cause harm. They are always there to give aid or hold us all to that invisible line that keeps us a community from becoming a crowd, and that crowd from descending into chaos. Kenny also died that same day 3 years ago. He died because a good Samaritan stepped into harm's way to disarm him after he had shot and killed Corporal McKay 4 times in the back and then ran him over with his car. Corporal McKay didn't kill Lico Kenny. His death was by another heroic hand who sought to protect the crowd held in suspension by the vicious act they had just witnessed. Lego was reloading. He was not finished. Corporal McKay was already dead. It is exactly this kind of behavior that our law enforcement community, from the governor through the attorney general and the thousands of uniformed officers and firemen, seek to prevent. It did not need to happen. Provocation came from the citizens' response to the law as it specifically applied to him at that moment. It is that need to respect the law and the people who are charged with the responsibility to uphold it that bring us here together again. This state has taken 3 years to try and backfill over a simple truth that a 12-year veteran of the police academy was shot in the line of duty. A simple majority cannot come together to acknowledge that. If you don't back up those who you put in place to enforce the law, these laws you enact will just be for the unlucky few. These officers, for the most part, work alone. Certainly half of them at night, with the closest backup 30 minutes away. Would you now vote to amend your laws to allow for 30 minutes to pass before force was used to try and contain a violation? Or just let it pass, since in a small town, calling anyone to task is a little dicey. And who needs confrontation? I think you have an obligation to acknowledge this and the respect that these people earn every day and night when they're out there putting their lives on the line.